I've been having some fun here looking at different tools that are out there for forensics and hacking and whatever else you can find. This is we've been talking about KDE versus GNOME versus XFCE as far as like desktop environments are going. This is a KDE environment. Okay, I don't at this point have KDE for for like BackTrack, but just to give you an idea what KDE looks like, it's a very Windows similar sort of interface. You've got a favorite section and then like a start button, a KDE start button, and you've got applications. Internet applications are the sort of things you would expect to see. BitTorrent, IRC, Firefox web browser, mail client, the another web browser here that is a sort of a KDE lookalike to Internet Explorer, and it very much mimics the behavior of Internet Explorer. So anyway, that's what that is. And if you want to look at another couple things, you just hit the start button, if you will. And in the computer, you've got home, network, root directory, trash, Bluetooth, recently used programs, and your shutdown. Okay, so that's really about it. There's a KDE interface. Next, we can take a look at a straight up Ubuntu installation with the default what the Ubuntu project has picked as the default browser or default setup, which is the Unity interface. We're in offline mode, so I guess that's going to have to be okay. But basically, this is the Unity interface. It's kind of Apple-like. You expect you get what you would sort of expect from an Apple. So it's kind of Apple-like, if you will. Neither one of the KDE or this Unity interface is particularly handy for BackTrack, and that's because BackTrack is just absolutely huge with the amount of programs that they've got out there. So let's take a look at that next. I'll show you BackTrack in a GNOME setup. This is their default, generally speaking. It's what they tend to use the most. You've got a typical menu system, and I believe this is an XFCE menu system. Comes in on the top bar like this, and is pretty easy to use. I'm trying to think if I can get this thing out of my way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and you can see this menu bar up here is lined up so that you can add links to it and things like that if you've got favorite applications or whatever. Let's say you love the disk use analyzer, you could put it up there on the menu bar. So it's that hard, But basically, this is BackTrack. All your BackTrack programs are in here. Information gathering, vulnerability assessment, exploitation, privilege escalation, maintaining access, reverse engineering, RFID, stress testing, forensics, reporting tools, services, and miscellaneous. The reason I'm reading all these things is because I'm going to kind of go through them fast, and the print's kind of small, so I figured I'd do that. I'm not going to read everything. That would be nasty. So we have network analysis. I guess the point here is I'd just like you to get a feel for what comes with BackTrack. You've noticed in the book that they speak very highly of BackTrack, and this is all open source free software, free to download for anyone that wants it, which when you start looking at what's in here is really kind of scary. Anybody that's got an internet connection can download this and use it. This is an attack tool, vulnerability scanner. It can also be used, it's white hat or black hat. Okay, so whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, these are great tools, good things to have at your fingertips. Exploits are great if it's your network and you're trying to figure out how to keep people out. You can test with exploits. But just to give you an idea, I mean, we're talking amazing honeypots. You remember reading about those? I think that was this class. And password attacks, privilege escalation. That's once you do get in, it's getting better access, like root access, for instance. But you can see that there are tons of attacks, tons of tools, and they are organized in a way where they're not, even though there's a ton of them and it's kind of an ominous looking menu system, they're at least orderly. Okay, so if you know which of these categories you're interested in from the beginning, you can tend to get to your tools that you're interested in quicker. So here's our forensics section, which this course is interested in. Antivirus forensics, anti-forensics, so encryption, okay. Digital forensics, we have a hex editor and iPhone analyzer. Forensics, let's see if there's anything in here we recognize. Steg detect, that would be for steganography, excuse me. Carving tools. Scalpel was one of the ones that's mentioned in the text for Linux. Hashing, okay. There's hash tools. Imaging tools for making copies of disks, that is forensic copies of hard drives or other storage media. Forensic suite. Autopsy was one of the ones. Sleuthkit, I think, was mentioned in the book. Network forensics. Okay, Wireshark certainly was mentioned everywhere you look. That's a really great sniffer software. SamDump, CMOS password, fcrack, zip. Okay, I think we can use our imagination and figure out what some of these things do, even though clearly, unless you're way into this, you're not going to know what all this stuff is. But one of the things I thought was very cool about BackTrack as I looked through it is they actually have reporting tools, evidence management tools, case file, keep note, magic tree, Maltego, SV report. I am not familiar with any of these, but I'm going to be after I get a chance. Record my desktop. I wonder if that would work to do what I'm doing right now, possibly. So anyway, just wanted you to be able to see this and check it out and see the amazing amount of work that some group of people has put in to help you be a hacker.